Okay, we got a little work to do here.
I'm sure you can relate. Without a designated storage space, my lumber had been stacked and piled in a couple of places on the shop floor. These pieces needed a safe home up off the floor. There are a number of good YouTube videos out there detailing different shop-made versions of lumber rack and shelving. I really like this one that was detailed by my friend over at Michael Builds. If I were to build my own racking, I think this is the way I would go. But I've got plenty of other projects to attend to, so I needed something simple and fast to get my shop moving forward. I was looking for racking that was simple to assemble, quick to install, that was strong and sturdy, and allowed good capacity. The racks we're installing today I've used before, and I know they're an excellent choice that fit this bill. Be sure to stick around to the end where I share with you an indispensable tool for this project and many others. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get our homework done.
Some of the first things we're going to do is we got some hardwood lumber on the floor here. I need to get up. We're going to use these Bora wood racks. Used a couple before, they worked really good. So now we're going to start installing them up on the wall above the chop saw. So here's how the wood racks come. Nice compact box, UPS bowl, whatever. You just take a knife, zip your way in. Again, nice compact shape, easy shipping. Everything is all packaged, nice plastic to keep from any scratching, even though it's got a nice solid powder coat finish. After taking everything apart, they kind of sit out like this. You got the two long standard uprights, all the shelves. These are a package of the spacers and the screws to put it together. For this assembly, got the Phillips screws, so we'll just simply swap out the nutsert, put in a Phillips, and we're ready to go. So the bottom one, you notice each one of these posts have a little notch out of that side and not on this side. So this notch here is where the screw head will fit. So normally you slide down from that side, we'll start with one here. Just throw it up. Put it in like that, push it down, it's that simple. The next one will start from this end. Bring it down. Throw in these screws. And you're done. Just keep on it going. Okay, so the one thing I have noticed is that the top one, flipped around. If something hits this when it's installed, this could go flying off. So the one thing that we have changed is we're going to end up throwing in a tech screw. You know, it's got one of these nice driver bits on it. Zip it right in there, and that'll prevent the top one from coming off. Just like that. Yep, we're all set. So here's what they look like fully assembled. And they've got the nice mounting holes here. We'll just anchor them up on the wall and call it good. There's a number of different screws and different fasteners you could use to hang these things up on the wall. If you're just going into drywall with wood studs, you can just use basically regular screws. Just make sure they're not drywall screws. Here's a good example of a screw that would work great for putting this up on, say, drywall or studs. These GRK fasteners that's a different size than this bin, but they're strong, they're not brittle like a drywall screw would be. They're just universally great. And again, this is probably like a 3.5 inch here, get into that stud really good through the thickness of the standard, and then a little bit of drywall. And you got all this going in with the stud. You're gonna see where the stud lines would be here. You didn't have to use a stud finder. And then these are just like some regular heavy duty wood screws that are putting these in. Kind of like the ones I just showed you earlier, the Greek ones. If you're going into block wall, like it was a cement stone block, you can use lag screws or anchors. We're going into concrete, so we're gonna use Tapcons. Now, if you're familiar with them, but they end up looking just like this. And you drill a pilot hole and they just screw right into the concrete. Okay, so we've kind of done our layout here. We're doing basically 2 foot on center, then 18 inch on each end just for the smaller boards. So the next step is to come up here with a level off where each of the top anchor marks are going to be. We'll drill in there and then we'll go down from there to the next holes. So we ended up putting the top screw in, but you can see it's a little loose. Got a magnetic level. We just end up running this back and forth until that is exactly level. Take our marker. And now we can just swing this out of the way and we'll see the 2 marks to drill. Okay, we grab hammer drill. It's marked to the right depth. Then we end up putting in these concert type screws. Behind each one is a spacer. And just go right on back here. The spacer in there, the screw. End up with a trusty Milwaukee. Just at the end I'm going to have to hold that still. Nice and tight. Just another reminder with these, remember, there's no notch in the top, there is a notch in the bottom to fit over the screw. And it's important to catch that. We actually had one up on the wall that was upside down, had to take it all apart. You can kind of see what happens here. There's a little bit of a cant upwards, so it holds everything up, where if it's upside down, with the notch in the top, you're going to see there's a little bit of a cant downward, which will dump everything on the floor. There, we got them all up. So the next step is, let's get some of this hardwood up there. Well, we're getting a little further here. Really helps to have all that space up there to keep everything flat up and off the ground. It's amazing all the stuff that was in this little pile over here. Now I need a little vacuuming. Here's a fast cap long nose pattern marker that we've been using. It's really incredible for what we've been doing here. As you've seen me use, the end comes off and there's a super long nose here with a marker on the end, so you're able to do some pattern marking, which is what we use for the shelving. And then off on the other side, it's actually just a standard marker here, which I've also used a little bit, but the main benefit of this is the pattern marking, the long nose jobber. Anyway, Highly recommend. We'll still keep calling this a work in progress, but there's been a little bit of change.